But anyways, so I actually dropped the whole front end with that new steering. So I had to revamp my steering, so I put a bearing shaft on it. And as you can see here, which tightened everything right up. Yeah, it works pretty good. Piece of re-rod for a tie rod. And welded some grade 8 bolts to it.
Then about the brake?
The brakes actually has a master cylinder on the hydraulic brake system. This whole mechanism was off the Craftsman LT2000. It was, I believe, the PTO engagement. Well, I had to fabricate a little bit, and it had a cable for it. So I've always thought about a handbrake on the shifter. Well, when you're on your right-hand side and you're pulling that cable, I mean, what if you're steering with your right hand? So I had the lever, so I made the brake right and left side, which is really easy to operate now. Bleeding this brake, on the other hand, is a little more difficult, so I had to make this thing all so it's removable with a couple screws. So you got to take it up and actually undo this, tip it up, and every time you pump it, you got to fill fluid in there. Because you pump it once or twice, you're going to start sucking air in again, so it's not going to bleed. The caliper in black has a nice, easy to get bleeder to it. So it took a little while, some help with some friends. That's quite easy to do. But had to tighten up the brake. I must not have done the cable quite right, so I just bent it out to tighten it all up, because it's a really short adjuster. What else to say about it? The clutch. Now I had to design my own clutch for it. I don't know if you can get down underneath there or not. But it's a belt system from here to the from the engine to the trans.
You want to engage it? Oh, there you go.
I tried to make as big of a throw as I could get. Because you got to break that belt and have it really loose. And then when you're running, you want it really tight. Especially if you're running through the mud, you hit some water, it likes to slip. You want to make sure it can get tight. An adjuster idle, I mean, you don't want to have your brake on the pull side ever. If your motor's turning this way and it's pulling on that side, you always want to put your clutch on the slack side. The only thing I put on the drive side maybe is a tensioner pulley, which like if the belts will stretch. So if you can make like a slotted pulley, so you can tighten your belt up later more, because cheaper belts will stretch quicker than better belts. And that's something you'll find when you get into this stuff. What else to say about this, Travis?
I think we've about covered it all, other than giving away every single secret. I mean,
Here's one more thing. I took the old throttle lever and hooked it to my choke. So this is now my choke. Instead of having a separate lever. A lot of the new Craftsmans, they have the choke at the top of the throw. I mean, the linkage is not hooked up to the governor anymore because it's throttle pedal. I mean, the throttle pedal goes right to the carburetor. So the governor's not hooked up anymore, so it doesn't affect anything, just to have this to open and close your choke, which works very well. Hey, this thing was getting up the front tires on this so bad. I mean, I flipped it up a couple times. So me and my buddy had fabricated this nice little wheelie bar here. And we tipped it up a couple times. It seems like it holds about 45 degree angle, 40 degree angle.
Yeah.
I'm excited to give it a try and ride down it. As long as everything holds together, it should be fun. Yep. Looking forward to the spring run. We're going to be racing. This thing's going to be ready. It's going to be hot.
Well, that's it for Hold My Beer Mowers Gone Wild. This is going to be the Murder Mower edition. So feel free to subscribe to be able to keep seeing. We'll see if we can get a couple highlights in of this thing as well when it was in its heyday. We don't really have much with it the way it is, but it's always been a competitor. This tractor was actually number 2 for a long time. It's made its way. It's been great. And here's what Matt's been wanting to do.
Yeah.